I stopped wearing makeup. I used to look like a crazy Barbie and like crazy Dorito, like I did everything up.
Hi, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jayne. I've got this segment that I started a couple of months ago, and I have decided to work to bring it to you bi-weekly. This segment is called Coffee Talk, and to be quite honest with you, the reason why I decided to start this segment is I have felt really isolated in the adult creation world. There's definitely been a heavy stigma in this industry, and sometimes the stigma can create feelings within us that don't necessarily belong. Whether it's about our bodies or being mothers or simply just owning our own identities. I wanted to create a space where we can break the barriers down together. By sharing stories, we can connect on a deeper level, and that's when we can empower one another. In these beginning episodes, I am bringing some incredible women who have really empowered me. My channel is a place to build community, find strength, and share our challenges. This week, I am so excited to have Anne O Naturel Mama. She's an incredible human and has some really great ideas for promoting wellness within this business. And she's also a mom, just like me. Anne has definitely been in this business for a while, and she's shared a lot of experiences and information with all of us. I honestly feel so lucky that she has been my mentor in the past, and now I can call her my friend. This episode is all about embracing your uniqueness, and it's also about improving the industry that we work in. Her leadership has been invaluable to women like me, learning the ropes. So I hope you enjoy this.
Yay! Hello!
Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing awesome.
Thank you so much for joining. I feel like I'm fangirling just talking to you before we recorded here. You are somebody that, to me, is pretty well known in the industry. You actually helped me specifically. You've been my mentor before, but even before you were my mentor, I was getting so much information from you on YouTube. You've been such a great resource. Time is literally such a valuable asset. So the fact that you have decided to say yes to my new thing I'm doing on my channel, it means so much. So thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. I'm honored that you asked me to, because I've wanted to be a part of a journey like this too, and you're doing it. So it was a no-brainer for me.
That's awesome. Well, good. Okay, so I've got some questions to ask you. Is it okay if I ask some questions?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So, this specific question is about owning your unique path in your journey when in approaching adult creation. What makes you unique? And what is something that you're proud of in that uniqueness that sets you apart?
Yeah, so that's an awesome question. So when I started, I wanted to be a creator that I've never really seen before. So I was on YouTube, I was doing my research and reading things on Reddit and everything like that. And I felt I was always kind of a little bit unique in my own ways anyways. And I just wanted to have a fun space for people. Like, I used to work in a neighborhood pub, and there was like a lot of seniors, and they were regular customers, and they would come there all the time. And I really saw that they just wanted like someone to talk to them, someone to be there for them, and someone who was, like happy and like uplift their spirits and stuff. And I kind of brought that with me, and also working at Starbucks for 7 years as well, and just being in a very positive workspace environment, that I wanted to like combine those two into like the adult world, and kind of show people that this can be a safe space for you to just be who you are, and there's no expectations with that. And tying that in with kind of another unique thing about me, I guess, and not so unique, but like I know I stopped wearing makeup. I used to look like a crazy Barbie and like crazy Dorito, like I did everything. I was fake tanning, I was wearing crazy eyelashes, I had hair extensions, pink in my hair, a tinsel in my hair, everything like that. And I felt that wasn't really who I was. And I wanted to have a clean slate, take everything off of me and just be who I really was and still am, and show also that you can be a model and you can be an adult content creator without the expectations of always looking perfect, put together, this idea of like makeup, your hair done, your outfits, all that stuff. Like, I wanted to be someone totally different who wakes up out of bed and just shows you what I look like. And just,
Right.
be proud and just if you were with me, this is what I would look like, and
Yes.
you respect that. And just like, I really wanted to show that side of it as well. It doesn't have to be super immaculate all the time.
Right. Well, I think that you're so brave in being able to approach it that way too, because I think looking on the outside, there is a lot of societal pressures to look a certain way.
Yeah.
And I myself know I connected so much with you because you just felt like a normal, girlfriend to me, like somebody that I would, like you said, interact in a real life setting.
Yeah.
So I'm sure that's part of why your fans love you too. Um, so my next question is, if you could change one thing about the adult industry, what would it be? And how do you think it would positively affect or positively impact creators?
So I would love to change, going into what I was talking about already. I'd love to change the like stereotypical look. So last night, actually, which was really perfect that this came on, I was watching The Circle on Netflix, and it's like a social media game, but it's all about social media and people chatting without knowing, um like without meeting them. So you're only doing messaging to each other and you can see like their profile pictures. And
Yeah.
you have to figure out, about the people. And a girl came on, one of the contestants, and she was um I forget what her daytime job, she called it, like a educator, engineer or something like that. But her nighttime job was OnlyFans model, and she put that she was an OnlyFans model.
Yeah.
And the like how the narrator and the host of the show was talking about who she was not at all who I was as a creator, like at all. And I was like, wow,
Right.
this is what they're like showing the world for how we have to be if we want to be an OnlyFans creator or an adult creator or just anyone like that. And that's something that I really want to like just tell people and show people that you don't have to look like that to be somebody who wants to do this. But if that's your jam, like it was for me when I did all that stuff, then of course, um, go that route and stuff. But a lot of the times it scared me because I wasn't how I thought you were supposed to be. So I would hold back from really wanting to do something and not pursuing it when I really did
Right.
want to. And so society will tell you not to do this or not to, whatever. And it's just no, I want to
Right.
do it because I want to do it, and just kind of not caring in a way, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, totally. I think that you're a great role model for that because I know that you sparked something within me, but it's not even just going to inspire like adult creators or whatever that they can do this, but I think the just that anybody
Mhm.
everyday woman will
Yeah.
see someone like you and know that we don't have to put all these pressures of the tinsel and the eyelashes, and not that there's anything wrong with that, but if we don't
No.
feel like we want to wear that, that
Yeah.
it's okay that we don't.
Mhm. Mhm. Most of the time you're gonna see me in a mom bun, and I was like, and my sweatpants, and like these are the only times I get kind of done up for. So I was
Yeah.
like, you know what? I'm gonna straighten my hair today. Like I haven't turned my straightener on in years, probably.
I know.
But it
Me
does
too,
still
girl.
feel good too. Like I do enjoy it.
Yeah, it's fun every once in a while. Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about because I did the exact same thing. I brought my hair straightener out from dusted off. Like
Yeah.
it's been a while. Alrighty. Well, okay, so I've got another question. Celebrating your wins. So we all face ups and downs. What recent personal win made you feel empowered in your work?
So I feel like a win would be definitely like the whole journey I've had and being able to say that I've been successful doing it how I've been doing it and continuing on with how I'm doing it and being myself. But I would be lying if I said that that's how I've done it all the time, though, because there's definitely the pressure of the outside world and other people in the community and even people who do like subscribe and stuff as well, and you kind of sometimes you lose track of who you are too, and you
Right,
think maybe I need to change what I'm doing or how I'm doing it, or maybe what I look like or whatever, and you kind of fall in a little trap, and then you you kind of feel that you're not being authentic to yourself and to your fans. And I guess a win from that would be realizing and like actually seeing it and being like, hey, I need to get back to who I am, and
yeah,
seeing that and getting the courage and stuff to do that. And that's something that I've been doing maybe the past like over the past 2 months, is finally getting back to myself and being like, okay, this is going to be a win for me and for my business because I'm going back to who I truly am and who my fans want me to be too, and not
right,
being somebody else. So that would be kind of like, I guess, a non-typical win. I guess like not income, not income wise or fan count or statistics and stuff like that, but like
right.
a win with me and finding myself again
Yeah,
and being able to do that is really, really important to me and big for me too.
yeah. And I want to commend you too because it really isn't about the money. Like the money's a fun thing, but
Hmm.
it's not everything. And you just noticing like that you're not, being true to yourself. For me, it's like I call it alignment.
Yeah,
Having alignment in what you're doing is everything because
it
if
is.
for a moment you're feeling off, like it can kind of bring you into your head and then you like have a day in your head. So learning how to do what you're doing, I think is key to creating sustainability in this business because it's not always about the financial highs. Those are cool, but that's not what it's all about.
Yeah, and you have to think long term too. It's not.
Yes, you don't want to burn out. You don't want
Yeah.
to be something that isn't joyful too, because just for
Hmm.
money, the sake of money, because you will burn out at some point.
Yeah. That's exactly right. I had a friend, or she's kind of like my sister in a way. Believe it or not, she's my ex's sister, and I still communicate with her. And that was like a long time ago that he was my ex. She actually got me into wellness and got me into personal development. And that journey, she started that for me when I was like, I think I was 19 or 20 when I kind of stumbled across that.
Yeah,
And I remember her husband, who's also, does the same stuff that you do and myself. And I remember him saying to me when I had this random job, and it was kind of like network marketing and phoning people, and being like,
right.
join this, right?
Yeah.
And I remember him saying to me, like, if you align with it, you are going to do amazing. And that's always stuck with me like for all these years. And of course I didn't do good with what that job. It was like
Right.
I don't align with it. I don't. Why am I doing this? And then
Yes.
that's like kind of like this. Now it's something that I do align with, and it shows.
Yeah, I agree. That's awesome. I love that whole thing that it was like a network marketing thing, because that like network marketing to me is like a no now. But when I got in it, it was part of like what sparked this wellness thing for me.
Oh
So
yeah.
yeah.
No shame to anyone who does anything. I've done a bunch of stuff and
Yes,
you figure out if it does align with you or not.
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. All righty, I got another question. So what do you love most about being able to express your authentic self in your work, and how has that helped you in your personal wellness?
So what I love most is I get to have fun. So like that's like we just talked about, like that's number one, and having
Yes.
joy with it, and finding happiness in it. And that is amazing, because if you're doing something that you love and you're happy doing, then it's not something you're going to dread. And, like work is a big part of our lives. Like that's
Yeah.
kind of, how humans are. So you want to spend that big part of your life doing something that you're going to wake up and be excited about or happy, or, it'll help you have a good day, and not something that'll bring you down or, make you sad or anything like that. It's definitely helped me, like even take care of myself, because like you talked about, we get burnt out, and I've been a victim of burning myself lots.
Mhm.
And it's it's really like, it's like you're looking back at yourself in a mirror, and then you realize, it's on your face that you need to take care of yourself.
Yeah.
And that's definitely been something that I was struggling with for like the past 6, 7 months. And which is why I chose this topic, because I was like, this resonates with me well. And when I'm not being like that, then it affects on my family, and it affects on my husband and my daughter and my mom, my sister, my friends. And it wears you down too, knowing
Yeah.
that there's problems like in your families or whatever's going on, and then realizing that you need to get back to you and take care of yourself again, and make
Yeah.
sure. And I've noticed that when I'm not like that, like I get sick.
Yeah.
Like, I get more sick, and I get more, just like in my head stuff. And it's like, wow, I haven't. When was the last time I ate a vegetable?
Right.
But
Yeah.
like, I've been sitting on the TV watching The Walking Dead for like a month. Like I loved it.
Yes.
But I was like, okay, I need to get back to taking care of myself, or I'm not going to be able to do what I want to do and be
Yeah.
here and stuff.
Yeah. And I figure too, when you go through those times too, like you talk about watching The Walking Dead. I'm a Menendez brother like obsessed person. Like I used to just like completely veg on those shows, and I would have a hard time like figuring out how to get back up because I almost felt like traumatized. And I feel
Yeah.
like in learning what you really love in the down times, you're able to like start scheduling it in when you need it. Like you talk
Yeah.
about being a mirror. I know exactly what you're talking about, because before I got on OnlyFans, I had been healing from like a horrible thing that I went through, with a
Mm-hmm.
breakup in a business. And I lost my house and I lost all these things. And honestly, because of that relationship, I wanted to be ugly for a really long time. And
Mm.
so like I would, you know not be taking care of myself, not eating how what makes me feel good, like just trying to just, be ugly or whatever. And this
Yeah.
industry, me personally, has kind of done the same thing, where it's been a mirror. Like I'm able to see like, oh, you look like you need to take a nap for a day or something, like you need to chill out. Just don't take this so seriously. And I think even working with you, you have been a good mirror for me, watching you and talking to you as I did, was you were like, yeah, that's not fun. Like, that's not something you should be doing right now. Like,
Yeah.
don't be too serious. So yeah, no, I totally know what you're talking about there.
That's funny. You can see it. Like
Yeah.
and it's a literal mirror and an actual mirror, because you're filming yourself too and taking pictures of yourself, and then you go and look at it and you're like, oh damn. Like,
Yeah.
you can see it in your eyes.
Yes. And then I love the days where we're like, you're a fucking hot bitch.
Oh,
You
hell
look
yeah.
good.
Yeah. I love those too. I'm like, yes, I gotta savor those moments. I'm like, okay, I look really good and I feel amazing. I'm snapping pictures of every direction up and down. And I'm like, okay, I gotta save this moment.
Yeah, I know exactly. Those are good. Those are good bulk content days.
Yeah.
Okay, so one more question for you. This is about looking to the future. What's something you'd love to see more of in the industry when it comes to supporting creators, wellness, and mental health?
That's a good question. And that's kind of like I I've almost experienced this firsthand. Well, I mean, I did, I guess. Like you may have a vision of something, but I think it's really hard to say like this is what the future will be like and this is what this will help creators in a way. But I found that everyone is so different. Like with the good times and the low times and things happening within the community itself, you kind of see different people's opinions and how they view things. So I don't really know like what a kind of a future thing would be, but I know for me that I guess could tie into this is I've always wanted to do like some sort of event and like have people there where you can actually meet them. And I feel like if you're meeting creators like personally, then I think that would be something phenomenal and like that would be kind of something huge that would show people that we are all working together and
Yeah,
we are, we are connected and not just like going against each other
right.
and competition like that. Like this girl
Yeah,
made this much, this guy made this much, but I'm here and they've were only done it for this long or whatever. And it's like
right.
I feel like if we're all together and like seeing each other physically and embracing each other, then I feel like that would be something that'd be really, really helpful for people's like mental state too.
Yeah.
And and just
I
being like,
love
hey,
this. I
this girl
love
is
that
just
idea.
yeah, this girl is just like normal gal and and
Yeah,
stuff like no high expectations,
yeah,
um, anything like that. But there's just there's good stuff, good things to the job, bad things to the job, also just like anything you do,
yeah,
honestly, and just kind of figuring out who's in like who aligns with you, who's in your community,
yeah,
who you can reach out to and who you want people to be involved with you as well, I guess. And
yeah,
there's never anything for OnlyFans creators. There is the odd exhibitions, I guess they're called, like XBiz and AVN.
yeah, yeah. We could call it a OnlyFans con or something like that. It would be
Yeah.
kind of like that, where, but it's only like us meeting each other. Like it's
Yeah.
only that. I mean, they've got like a lot of other things where like their fans can go meet you, but this would be like just creators only, exclusive.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And being able to have that like kind of all over the world
Yeah,
too.
I
Because
love
like
that. Yeah, that's a
there's
really good idea.
There's nothing in Canada that I have Googled
Uh huh.
where there's like an event happening. Except maybe
Yeah,
like there's like the taboo naughty but nice show. It's like the sex show basically.
yeah. But those
But
are good
that's
shows and like entertainment. Like I feel
yeah.
like you're right in having that human connection.
I wanted to know, how did you get into wellness? Like, how long has it been since you've kind of been on your journey and did you discover it on your own or did someone like, for me, someone kind of showed it to me as well? Like, I want to know your little story.
Yeah, it's like the same thing. Kind of um introductions, like small introductions. And I grew up in a family where my dad would go to, lots of different talks, and like my dad tried really hard to like speak positive things into me and like teaching me that kind of thing. So that was kind of like the start of it. The same
Mm-hmm.
with my dad, and I love him so, but he does, have a lot of like depression and mental illness and doesn't do medicine for it. So like it would take these big tanks. So growing
Yeah.
up, that those times when he was like feeding all that positive stuff into my life was just the introduction into like, then I met um my managing broker who um showed me The Secret, and I watched The
Yeah.
Secret. I
Yeah.
was like, really? Like some of it is like, really theatrical and all that, but I was
Yeah.
like, that was a big like aha moment for me. To
Yep.
then, when I was burning out of real estate and so desperate, honestly, to hold on to my life, like there were many moments when I had suicidal ideation, that
Mm-hmm.
I was looking for anything, and I found that network marketing company that like literally lit me up. And I'm obsessed with business. I know that's a weird thing to be obsessed with, but because it was a business, I was so able to wrap my head around so much of like eating well and feeding my brain. But the woman who introduced me to that, to this day, she's like a big sister for me. She's like a
That's
big sister, but there always has to be somebody that just kind of introduces it. And I think because they set up so much joy in my life, that I
mm-hmm.
literally want to bring that, into the people that I meet now, every
Yeah.
day.
Yeah. That's awesome. I remember when I watched your video and you're talking about Abraham Hicks, and I was like, what? No, not everybody knows about that. Like, it used to be playing in my friend's car while we'd like be driving on a
Oh, that's
CD-ROM,
so awesome.
and she'd have
That's
it on like repeat, and Esther went up the river and she should have went with the flow. Why do we have to resist all the time and stuff like that? And she needs to feel the vibration. And I was like, oh my God, it's so cool.
yeah. Yeah, Abraham Hicks was something that the internet, like, just through the algorithms or whatever, kind of just planted in 2020. And honestly, that is like probably been the most um prominent thing in my life that has
Mm-hmm.
helped me gain even more wellness. And the number one thing that they teach is leaning into joy.
Mm-hmm.
That's the number one lesson that I personally have taken from that. But yeah, they're pretty old school. I think they've been doing this like 40 years now. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. That's awesome. That's so awesome.
Well, good. Well, I'm so glad that we could meet here, and maybe we could do it again one of these days. I'm not sure, but again, thank you so much for joining me here on Coffee Talk.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me. It was fun. Always a blast when I get to chat with you. And I can't
Yay!
believe I was just thinking, I was like, how long have I known you for? And I was
It
like,
was a year
damn,
ago that I reached out.
yeah. I was like, when I was getting ready, I was like, I'm pretty sure it's been a year. Like,
Yep,
that's crazy.
I
That's
know it is
awesome.
nuts.
That's
Well, good. Well, I
awesome.
hope you have a really amazeballs day.